All right, welcome back, everybody, for another CBSI Hot 10 show. Thank you for all the support and all of the love we've been getting in the comments lately. Keep it up. Make sure you're commenting down below, you're liking, subscribing, hitting that alert button so you don't miss anything. Make sure you also go check out the article over on comicbookinvest.com, and hopefully you're enjoying all of the content here on Rennavision. We got new stuff dropping for you every day. But I know you guys can't wait for the Hot 10 list, so you don't have to wait any longer, apart from the few seconds after the intro, and we will be right back.
Notable sales.
All right, our first book.
Let's take us back to 1940. It's Walt Disney's Comics and Stories #1. This is a 1.0, and it sold for $1,800. I mean, the last time this book sold in a 1.0 was in 2017. It was $823. So you've over doubled in that time span. You're getting a lot of action on a lot of these really old Disney comics, which are kind of beginning of Golden Age, end of Platinum Age. You had a Whitman from 1938 as well, raw, sell for $750. So also a Donald Duck. So it's moving. These are fun little books. You're starting to see some Dells move, some 4-colors, some Dells. A lot of that stuff is getting some traction.
There's always been a certain collector base that loves the 4-colors. You saw a little bit of a spike there. I think new collectors got turned on, and you saw some spike pricing on some of the 4-colors, which has now come back, but still a higher rate on the 4-colors than they used to be, let's say, 4 years ago. So, and then some of these books like this 1.0 that is even more rare is kind of tough. Plus, I mean, you can get First Son of Tarak. Is there in the 4-colors if you ever Tarak, Son of Tarak, Taraki, and Tarakis. So there you go.
Yeah, maybe I'll break out my N64 and go start playing that game again.
This is a great book because it came out the same year, 6/10/21. So
yeah,
it's a cool book. This is a cool book.
Really
Hey, you had me at Disney. I'm still all Disneyed up from coming back. So
Shill.
But that was not the only notable sale of the week. The other one that stood out was one of my favorites. I'm not ashamed to admit I'm biased toward Dave Stevens, but I saw this Dave Stevens sale and it immediately jumped out because I always just call this book Space Victims, but that's not the title of the book. This is 3D Zone number 16, and then Space Victims is kind of like the subtitle. But
that's what jumped out to you on this book? That is
$4,000. Why $4,000? Where a regular 9/8 is only $1,500? Because this is a minimal trade price variant. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I zoomed in on here for you so you can see the difference. This copy doesn't have the title of the book or the issue number, whereas the regular edition obviously does. I know Joe was looking into the census numbers on this, and there are like
super thin. I mean, and not just the 9/8. I mean, all through. I mean, they do categorize it separately, census-wise, and it's thin.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. So it was, again, it's triple the rate of the regular. And that was the only 9/8 sale because that's the only 9/8 that I think was in that census. So I don't know. Tough book, but definitely something of note, something interesting.
It's such a small difference. I'm sure a lot of people overlook it a lot of times.
Absolutely. Plus, you got to have the 3D glasses inside too. Don't forget that. Both these copies have the glasses still intact.
I don't know how many I've had didn't have the glasses.
But with that said, those were our notable sales. So let's get right into the main list.
Number 10.
Christmas is here.
We have DC Twas the Might Before Christmas, the 1 in 25 Sawi variant. Gotta love this cover. Batmite.
It's fun.
You know, it's very fun. It's an anthology book. Haven't got a chance to read it yet. Raws are selling between 40 and 50. So far, as of this video, there's only a few sales. But let's see if this cover
still for
lasts
1 in
till next
25 for a bigger book.
It's a pricey book. Like I think the regular cover is like what is it, like $8-9, something like that.
Yeah, I think like 9 to 10 bucks.
Some of those, I mean, they're hit because they're a pricier book. It's a hit and miss if you're going to get a good price out of the variants on them. It seems like it's trending that way, which is nice.
DC went in with both feet with Christmas this year with a lot of titles and covers. So
they did the Silent Night stuff, Night with a K. There's some fun little homage covers there with Damien and Santa. But I don't know, this one kind of caught my eye even early on, and you said it's doing okay. And if you look at what's available, there's a couple of auctions still have days to go, but all the asking prices are still above this. So this might be hard to find. So keep an eye on what's in your store.
I don't see a lot of shops ordering 25 copies of the 8 cover
because it's Batmite.
It's $10. No.
Not many Batmite fans out there.
I'm a Batmite.
But with that said, let's get on to number 9.
Number 9.
Another Christmas book.
Hey, Sonic, you know these Sonic Christmas book, these Sonic annual books, the 1 in 25s. Not all of them hit. I guess this would be considered a hit just because you've seen this type of sale volume before. These RIs, retailer incentives, usually are either very cheap or they start to get above ratio. Now, I'm not saying this is going to blow up, get huge, and then come down in 2 weeks, but this is a trend for some of these Sonic RI books, especially these seasonal or these annual type books. You're seeing a couple sales as of today, which is Thursday, averaging about $50 per sale, which more expensive than the RI. So look for these if you see them in your stores, maybe, or give them to a kid so that they can dig through it and turn that 9.8 into a 2.8. All right, there you go.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. The one
it's cool, man. You know, the kids like to look at them. The characters are in the background, and it gets kids interesting. Some of these IRs, believe it or not, aren't the ones they're picking up. So I think this is all for us adult fans.
Yeah. There's A and B covers for the kiddies. You don't have to get by them the 1 in 25, or even the 1 in 10. There is a 1 in 10 as well.
There's a 1 in 10 of this.
But the 1 in 25.
There you go. 1 in 25 doubling for $50. Not bad. Couple sales in there. Got all the good characters on the cover, except for I don't see. Do you see? Oh, there's not. Is that Knuckles on the left side? I couldn't see.
No, it's Tail. Well, there's Tails. Yeah, it might.
That's on the right side.
No, it's not Knuckles. I think that's another female character.
Well, there you go. A bunch of characters and a big nose for Christmas. There you go.
Yeah. His head's a snow globe. That's fun.
Yeah, snow globe. Yeah. I like it.
That was number 9.
If it shakes, does it move like the King Kong books?
Let's get on to our next.
Number 8.
Spectre.
Hey, if you would have been watching my Nick Cardy artist spotlight a few weeks back, you would have seen this cover. Definitely not why it's on this list this week, but magically the volume is rolling on this book, kind of out of nowhere. It's a bit of a head scratcher. You got,
I think it was because
20 sales. I would love to think that I have that type of influence, but I do not. So it's great to see. I loved seeing Nick Cardy stuff move. He's a damn legend, but he also has done a million covers. Mm-hmm. So randomly picking one is one thing. But like I said, this is moving.
We were digging all afternoon.
So Pete put in there, hey, dig in here to find some stuff. I decided to do the worst thing you could possibly do on the internet. I went down the hole, which is Reddit, to the deep, dark Reddit hole things. You know, the ones where it's like one guy says, and your mom smells. Like, that's comment number 2. Or this book sucks. That type of stuff. DC's for losers. There is a very, very far-fetched theory about Earth 2 in here, a certain scroll, Harry Potter wizards or something, some character that's also named after somebody in Aquaman. It's all a bunch of malarkey. Also, 2 at that. Then I went and looked back to see if it was maybe listed, because if you've watched Joe's show before, he did an excellent job on these Cardy covers. However, they stopped listing it as a Cardy cover in these sales. The sales were all over the place. And then it looked like maybe a couple sales hit for Silver Age, which happens because this is a Silver Age book. And then all the low-grade copies around the $12 to $15 to $20 with $170 sales there. And it doubled the amount of sales that happened last month. And that happens every once in a while. You
were looking for Spectre 8, not Spectrum 8, right?
No, I was looking for the Spectre 8, the Spectrum 8, Spectre, the Spectrum. I was looking for it all. I was in the deep deep sides of Reddit. So like you never know what comes out of somebody's spectrum there.
I mean, it's a famous classic cover, but I mean, it's not a key. It's not a first.
By the way, all the things in this book die pretty much by the end of it, so it's not like. Because I also read this
like
book,
the MCU.
I pulled it out of the stack and read it, and it's. I'll just say it's not my favorite.
It is what it is, but whatever the reason, it's selling this week.
I'm never researching a book.
Jump in volume,
just not.
I'm just going to ask you got a B story in there too,
just
right?
It's
a reprint of Hawk and Dove.
Yeah, I think any of you guys know why that one's selling? Can you help us out?
I'm just going to say I don't know. Hey, audience, you got something on that, please? I'm not wasting my time. 2.5 hours. Come on, get out of here.
All right. With that, let's get on to our next book.
Number 7.
Robin lived. Wait, sort of. No.
Oh, this is Batman 428, the classic story of Jason Todd getting beat to death by the Joker with a crowbar.
Dead in this one.
It's back on the
Gotta
list.
love trolls. Gotta love trolls.
20 plus sales. Rose are heading to 20 and 40 at 9.8. It's up to 425. They released their what if story to this. Robin Lives, because back in the 90s, 80s.
Late 80s?
75 since
late 80s.
Right around 1990.
Yeah.
91, maybe?
People were given the option to save Jason Todd or kill Jason Todd. I didn't realize that many people hated Jason
It was back
Todd
in the the payphone kind of number.
Yeah, supposedly for the people that don't know the rumor, a troll lawyer decided to auto dial to kill him and trolled the hell out of this magazine. So, I mean, even back then, auto dialers, people living under trees, trolling people. Amazing.
But
there you go.
That what if story, it brought interest back to the original. So not surprising. It happens all the time. Facsimiles, they go back to old tales. People want the originals as well. So it's selling again.
Cool.
With that, let's go on to the next book.
Number 6.
Look, I forgot we talked about this on the tax show, but the guys brought it up. We talked about the show on the tax show, and I hope we talked about it because a picture showed up in a Deadpool thing or something or another of somebody running around with Wolverine running around with Saber-Tooth. Is that why we did this? Okay, this is Greg Land, Wolverine number 55. I guess whenever that was, we talked about it. And
we did, and we looked last week to see if there would be any sales. And last week, there was like 3 sales. Like it didn't move. But for whatever reason, delayed reaction, people are buying it now. 20
sales. Raws, by the way, check out that tax show. Wonderful show for those people that like just nonsense for comic books. Raws, $20 to $30. Not exactly the highs that this thing has seen in its history, but definitely pulling back up there when you're getting 20 sales, which is a lot more than you normally see. This does just have natural flow on it anyhow, but it probably linked to that.
Yeah, this had dipped down. There's like $10, $15 sales. Yeah. So it's coming back up, but it's nowhere near the highs that it once was.
Cool book, though.
I think there's a Wolverine coming up soon that has kind of the opposite style as well.
There is. You have seen that too.
It might be Wolverine's, Wolverine's head being carried by Sabretooth. So.
Is it Sabretooth or is it Deadpool?
I believe it's Sabretooth.
Was it?
Well, whatever the case. Okay. Let's get on to our next book.
Number 5.
Number 5, announcing his presence.
Roar it. So finally, these are really getting in people's hands now after their slight delay. So I think most people that wanted Godzilla vs. Kong 1 got it. So this is more of a novelty buy than anything else. But the singles are going for $20 to $25. You got sets going for $35 to $50. They roar. They dent your pages.
Who cares? They're cool, man. They're cool.
But they're fun. It's fun. It's like I said, it's a fun.
They are polybag too.
And they work for everybody except for Pete.
Yeah. They do.
Bruce, could you show us how they work, please?
Bruce, he's got TikTok videos. He's on Instagram showing off his working book.
Let's hear it. That's the book. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, amazing. Pete, could you show us how it's not done?
Pete.
Pete.
What?
Could you try to get it to roar?
Oh, hey, I got it. Oh, they cut off.
Nope.
Mine's defective.
Novelty. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's a fun novelty, and that's what it is. It's a cool cover. It's
and again, it's
cool
both. There's a Kong one as well.
Yeah, Kong.
I have the same problem with Kong. I'm not.
I don't. I think that's an operator error.
I don't think so.
It's the Jersey Air. I don't like screaming in the Jersey Air.
It's defective, I tells you.
All right, cool novelty books.
They're moving. I mean, I think people waited a while for this and wanted them.
Yeah.
It's fun novelty.
It is. But with that, let's get on to our next book.
Number 4.
And we're staying on theme with our next book with Godzilla, King of the Monsters, number 1. Just Godzilla, number 1. Back on the list. This was here, like a month or so ago? I think when issue 1 actually came out, this made the list. But now we got Godzilla -1 tearing up the box office charts in this slow season of movies. And people are raving about it. I still want to see it. Bruce apparently says it's meh.
It's a great movie, but it's a meh Godzilla movie.
Whatever the case.
3 months ago, we saw leading into that movie and leading into Godzilla 1, a lot of Godzilla 1 books, or a lot of Godzilla of this line selling. This last con, we start to see the pickup pace again because of the movie -1. And maybe the screen covers were coming out to remind them, whatever it is, Godzilla's on a lot of people's mind. You're seeing a lot of more of the kaiju sellers that sell actual kaijus out at the cons now, making it to Comic Cons. You're seeing a larger presence of Godzilla. We had a couple of these books up there raw. They didn't sell. We got undercut, but there was a lot more Godzilla ones on the wall than you've seen in a while.
And there's a lot of titles going right now. I think IDW has a Godzilla series. I think Dynamite has a Kong series going on right now. So yeah, there's
Apple TV show. Apple TV's got Monarch.
Yeah, and I mean, it's heavy niche. You know what I mean? It is like I hate to even call it niche because it's pop. It's in that C tier popular. Yeah, it's above C tier. It's in that B-. So,
but yeah, a 9.8 hit 550. There were a couple other 9.8s that sold for only 450, but that 550 was the high for the week. But again, the volumes are there. People like Godzilla. I like Godzilla. Rocking my Godzilla t-shirt today. With that said, let's get on to our next book.
Look out for some of those G-forces.
Our top 3.
Number 3.
Staking a claim at the longest title in the world, Marco?
Yeah. Star Wars: The High Republic, Shadows of Starlight, number 3, 1 in 25. This is the Harvey. This is last month we had the Geos. This was supposed to be the spoiler cover that got spoiled early, and we kind of played it up last thing that, hey, when you ever have just a spoiler cover, you might see some good sales off of this. We did. The spoiler is it's a character that we knew was back already. And they literally tell you on the first page, they're like, hey, it's a spoiler. He's back, but we already knew that. So good spoiler, not a first appearance. But I got to say, these lines, we kind of talked about it with Star Wars fans a couple of weeks ago on another show on this channel, the Dark Side Show, and talking about the 1 in 100s and these higher end ratio variants for some of these and how they're doing such a good job. And it seems to be moving and touching base, especially the High Republic stuff and how it's touching base with Star Wars fans. And that's the truth here. Now, there was a high sale of 99. After that, it kind of shrunk down a little bit. There was some lower sales at the $35, $30, and $20 end. However, those sales, that's about half of them early on and started to pick up pace. The $99 sale hit, and you got a couple 40s, a couple 50s in there. That's typically what these books have been doing. They've been sticking at least around or above the ratio for at least a month. So when you look at these, there's a couple auctions going on right now. It looks like they're going to be close to at least double ratio, if not higher, for some of these. So this does not look like a book that's going to fall within a week. This looks like this is going to have a little bit of flavor till the market kind of catches up with it, like the availability in the market. So,
well, it's a Wookiee with a lightsaber.
It is, and it's a popular Wookiee in a lightsaber.
Exactly.
It's a very popular
Who
looking.
Doesn't like Buryaga.
Yeah, Buryaga is the guy that's there, and and I'm actually surprised that somebody hasn't come out there and said, well, there's a Wookiee too that has the same type of front thing in the still pictures we saw 2 years ago of Acolyte. But we'll get that too, so I assume this book's going to be hanging on. But yeah, so there you go. A bunch of things working for this book. Looking good.
That Wookiee looks very sassy.
Looks completely different. I'll tell you, if they did the Wookiee, hey, if they made him look like he did on the inside on the cover would be that book would be selling as well. The cover's
a lot of
dope.
a lot of pep. A lot of pep.
What's funny? There's a Roz coming up next week or next month,
pop.
and like,
the row.
I mean, if you did the cover from last week and this cover, they're not connecting, but they seem like they could be of the same ilk, even though they're done by different artists, which is very nice. I mean, it's gonna be a wonderful set. So
yeah, it's the Marchand Rose next one, right?
Yeah, Rose next. Yeah,
yeah, that one looked pretty good.
Yeah,
but let's see what we got at number 2.
Number 2.
Surprise, surprise! I missed this one on my watch list because I didn't know they were sneaking this out. This is Street Fighter Masters Kimberly number 1. This is the Secret Retailer Appreciation Book. They've done this before. They like to Udon, however you say the publisher's name. They like to sneak these books out there and give retailers a little something special. $20 to $40 on this thing, easy.
That's
Shop
something
been getting to
special.
this book.
It's a sharp looking book. The
It
colors
is.
really pop on it.
It's Ickpot was I think the artist. I mean, that's a tag name, but
I don't like the cover myself.
It's special.
It's different.
It was special.
It's exaggerated. It is what it is.
compared
being,
to the other covers, I thought it was.
Shop's
one
got
of the
this
better
as
ones.
an appreciation. So if you're friendly with your local comic shop, maybe they can get it to you at a discount. Otherwise, good luck, because there's not that many. I mean, again, one per store, I think. So have fun.
Which series is a Street Fighter from?
This is a one shot. They've been doing like
No.
these
I mean, like, what this character's from? Which version of Street
6.
Fighter?
Oh,
Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, it's way past my days.
yeah, it's not Tournament Championship Edition for 2.
It's not from Double Dragon.
Yeah, the DD, yeah, Double Dragon days. Yeah.
Final Fight.
Sorry.
Somebody give him a drink.
And on that note, we got one book left. So let's see what we got at the top of our list.
And our number 1.
James Gunn.
We got Justice League number 1. This is hitting the list because Sean Gunn has been announced that he's going to play every single character in the new DC.
Nepotism at its finest.
He's being cast as Maxwell Lord, and sales are hitting over 65 sales. Raws between 5 to 20. Had a CGC 98 last week was $85. This week is $125.
There's a lot of
it
this.
Seems that James Gunn is gonna cast his brother in A Million Roles. Darkseid is next. Maybe I don't know.
You think he's
Black
gonna be
Canary
Dark?
could be Sean Gunn.
He's taking over for Mando. He's taking Pedro Pascal's role as Maxwell Lord. I don't know. There's a ton of these out there, so you could find these for cheap. You can see even cheap copies still selling. It's again random.
That's a lot of sales, though. That's good.
A lot of sales. It's just volume.
It's good. Listen, man, this list has a lot of DC stuff going on right now. You know, it's very rare, but it's nice to see that there's some eyes on DC. It's always good to have healthy competition in bot purchasing, no matter what. And having the big two, if it's either Silver Age DC, which always does well, or even some of this, whatever this is, DC doing well, like good for them. Good for them. Brucifer had a good week. There you go.
One of the better Justice League runs. It's funny.
This is a funny run. This is a fun run.
Yeah.
But between DC and Kaiju's dominating our list this week, make sure you guys stick around for some more Kaiju action on the Get Off My Lawn show starting as soon as we're done here. So we'll be back next week with a whole nother list. But for now, I think we're done. So I guess we'll see you guys later. All right.
Oh, that's not Pete's book.
Mine don't work.